enormous size of the parked fleet could have an unexpectedly negative cause unexpectedly negative pressure on the suppliers who rely on aftermarket revenue, because that aftermarket market may shrink to lows that we haven't seen.
Yeah, we want to be clear here. Obviously, we know the airliner stock pain. We understand that. You're talking about the companies that we do not talk about very much, the ones that provide the parts. And we've seen these shocking videos, Robert, of all these planes sitting in a desert, hundreds or thousands parked, unused. Kind of like the used car market. How is that going to impact your industry?
So exactly. So I cover both the original equipment manufacturers, so for example, Boeing, and then its peer would be Airbus. And then we also cover the suppliers. And the suppliers are generally providing parts for service as the aircraft fly. If these airplanes are not flying, they are not consuming parts as they sit in the desert. And so we think what the airlines are going to do here is rationalize their fleets, bring back aircraft very, very slowly as the recovery improves. And while that's happening, the aircraft that need the most expensive maintenance will remain parked, while the airlines will favor the newer aircraft that rely on less maintenance and consume fewer parts. So we're going to have a period, we think, where the original equipment manufacturers continue to deliver new aircraft while the parts consumption is slow.
Yeah, and I think that in 20-some years of doing this, there's three companies I have maybe never mentioned in all my broadcasting that I'm going to mention now: AAR, Hexcel, and Howmet. These are three companies, again, I don't think I've ever talked about, Robert. You have outperform ratings on. Who are they, and why do you like the stocks?
So they are smaller companies, but for the two that start with H, for Hexcel and Howmet, they are more oriented toward this original equipment market. They tend to make parts for newer airplanes and not spare parts. So if we think the spare parts market is contracting here and is going to stay contracted longer than the new airplane market, they have a relatively favorable mix toward Boeing and Airbus and less so toward the maintenance. Hexcel does carbon fiber for fuselages. There is no aftermarket there to lose, so to speak. And Howmet, which is actually a company that's been around quite a while, but was recently separated from another company, Arconic, and has started trading on its own in April. Howmet makes engine parts, but primarily for new airplanes. And then AAR is an aftermarket or parts company, but there's a concept called harvesting planes or taking their used serviceable material. We tear down older planes that are parked and we refurbish the usable parts and resell them, and AAR is in that business and could benefit there from parts trading in the coming couple of years.